Welcome everyone. Today on today's topic we're going to continue from where we ended. So for all those who missed the video on the introduction of functions and other things, you're free to scroll down or check more videos on our Facebook page so that you catch up from where we ended. So today under functions we'll focus more on the inverse function. So the inverse function is more like the opposite or the movement from the range to the domain. So this picture behind shows the relationship of a function from the range, from the domain x here to the range, which is function of x. So that is the relationship between the range and the function, and that is what makes up a function. So that wasting any time, let us continue with today's lesson. And the inverse function. So this is our main concentration today. The inverse function. The inverse function. So the inverse function is denoted by this. Let me say it's denoted by something like this. So this can be read as the inverse function of x. That is how the inverse function is denoted. It's different from the other function, the normal one, which is f of x. For the inverse function, there is this negative on top. So that is what we should know about these two. So for the inverse function, I can give an example. We have our first example here. Under the inverse function, I want you to fully understand what we're talking about. So our example says if the function of x is equal to 5x minus 7, then find the inverse function of x and verify that it is so. So the question says, this is our example 1. It says if f of x is equal to 5x minus 7, find the inverse function of x and verify that it is so. So on this question, how we go about it is getting the same function that have been given here, which is the one here, this function here. So you get this function is f of x is equal to 5x minus 7. So say f of x is equal to 5x minus 7. Now, since the inverse is a reverse of a range to a domain, for us to find the inverse of this function, we have to say y is equal to 5x minus 7 and make x the subject of the formula, which can also be written as 5 5x minus 7 is equal to y. So by making x the subject of the formula, we say 5x is equal to, our 7 here will cross the equal sign here, and the sign will change, so this will be y plus 7. So y plus 7, for us to make x the subject of the formula, we have to divide both sides by 5. So we divide by 5. This will give us x is equal to y plus 7 over 5. Now, since we're looking for the inverse, this simply means that the inverse function of x will be equal to where there is y, we replace with x. So just say, we say x plus 7 over 5 over 5. So this will be our inverse. So the inverse function of x will be equal to x plus 7 over 5. But the answer is not complete here, because our question, if we try to go back, our question says find the inverse function of x and verify that it is so. So how do we verify that our inverse function is correct? Mind you, what we have here, all this is under the simple topic, so the domain and the range. Same as we have this set and this one here. Same as we have our domain here and our range here. So this is represented by f of x, and this is x here. This is our x, the domain and the range. And when finding the inverse, what it means is we are moving back from the range. So from the range to the domain. When finding the function, we move from the domain to the range. So that's the difference. So since we're finding the inverse, we have to move from the range to the domain, and for the function, it's the direct opposite. So for us to prove that our answer is correct, we're going to get any number from we use any number. Let's say maybe we put what number can we put? We put maybe 2 as our domain. And then we try to solve for the range. Let's solve for the range. So how do we solve for the range? We get the same function that was given, which is f of x is equal to 5x minus 7. Now, since we are solving for the range and the domain has been given, which is 2, we automatically replace what is x with 2. So we say function of 2 be equal to 5 open bracket 2 minus 7, which will give us 10 minus 7, which will give us the final answer of 3. So this is our f of x, our function. Now our inverse. How do we find our inverse? I mean, this is our range. Sorry for that mistake. So this 3 will be put in our range here. So this is a product of this domain. So this is our range, which is 3 here. Now we're saying the inverse is more like a reversal from the range to domain. It's direct opposite. So what we're going to prove here is our answer. So let's get our answer from the inverse function, which is x plus, the inverse function is equal to x plus 7 over 5. So let's say get our inverse function, which we said the inverse function of x is equal to x plus 7 over 5, and replace where there is x, we replace with 3. So what is x? We replace with 3, because that is the answer we have found as our range. So I'm moving from the range to the domain. This is an inverse. So we replace. So I'm going to have 3 plus 7 over 5, which is going to give us 10 over, so give us 10 over 5. So 5 into 10, which is 2. So this automatically proves that our answer is very correct, because after replacing x with the number that we have found as a range, what we have gotten here is a direct answer, which is the domain here. So this proves that our answer is very correct, and this is how we go about it. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like our Facebook page for more videos which will be posted continuously on a random basis, random topics. Don't forget to invite all your friends to like our Facebook page. This has been Mr. Martin Kumwenda. Thank you very much for watching. In case you don't know the Twitter, so this has been Mr. Martin Kumwenda. Don't forget to like our Facebook page. Thank you very much.